Hello everyone, welcome back to another Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced deep dive. Today we have more gameplay that was released recently. Okay, in this first video that they released, this is an improvement to the movement and the physics in the game that we saw from the previous announcement trailer that Ubisoft released. So they are clearly improving on this, which is good. We have another thing of Edward Kenway sprinting through the city here. He's on top of the crates, then he jumps on top of this lantern and he keeps going. Then he climbs up here, and then he goes onto another roof. He's very quick. I like how quick he is now. Very fluid movement, which is nice. There's no more of that that thing that slows you down when you drop off of like a high ledge where it makes your character stumble. I've noticed that. You're also a lot quicker now on these tightrope sections as well. Just overall, it feels more dynamic, more fluid, which is great to see. Here we have another clip of him jumping on top of the rooftop here, and he pops his eagle vision here. And this is actually very nice. I like how it's black and white and they're highlighted red. I don't like the HUD in the top though, I'm going to be honest with you guys here. This looks, I don't even know how to describe it. It looks very Unity asset, if that makes sense here. That white glow as well. It looks like a fan project. Hopefully they change the HUD at the top. Besides that though, everything right here, it looks fluid, it looks smooth, it looks really nice. Also in the background here, you can see one of their ships. Same with the environment of him being on the roof here and looking around. You can see the field with all the crops, the windmill, the trees. Here we have another section, and this is the city part here. And as you can see, Edward Kenway can hire these ladies, you know, these e-girl Twitch streamers for 150 doubloons. Now, there's one thing here that I don't like is that there is this gold symbol, this doubloon symbol, and I don't really like it. It looks like something out of like a Roblox obby, this R with gold coin on it. Hopefully that's just a placeholder thing. I think they should bring back the original doubloon image from the original Black Flag game. Anyways, though, he walks past these ladies and then he stumbles upon these three plus-size ladies. Then he sits down on a bench to rethink the three whales that he just saw that he can't harpoon. He puts on his what do you call that? His emo jacket hood we'll go with. And then he crosses his legs and he does like a Redditor slant. I don't know what's going on with here. I think that's like the first sign of Edward Kenway being gay in the new remake. This might be once you choose the Blackbeard romance option. There's also this other clip of him walking to this crowd of people. You can hear them playing music here. This doesn't sound like Echo 2K or DJ Khaled, so I have no idea what song this is. It's pretty mid. This will not be on my Spotify Wrapped. Also, another thing that they hid that you can't really tell is that you can manually toggle on and off your hood now. Here we have another clip of where Edward Kenway throws his Roblox doubloons on the ground, and then the feetless woman here. I don't know if Dan Schneider is working on Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake or what's going on at Ubisoft HQ. Why do all these women don't have shoes on? They all have their bare feet. We have Edward Kenway. He's sneaking up on this Spanish soldier right here who's just out in the middle of nowhere. You know, this guy is complete cannon fodder, and they are showing off the rope dart here, and as you can see, you get him right in the neck. A little bit of that Mortal Kombat get over here finisher that he does with the rope dart, stabs him right in the chest there, and then boom, he is dead. Blood actually stains his clothes here, if you can't tell, and they're already dirty before, but if you take a closer look, you can actually see that, and there's a really good attention to detail that they've added. All right, let's talk about the combat. We have some new combat that recently released for Black Flag Resynced, and this time he's fighting some Templars, all right, some British folk. As you can see here, that glow happens again, and then the man's hat flies off. It's still pretty bad, I'm going to be honest here. He's doing these chain takedowns, which, you know, it's alright. At least this dude's hat didn't fall off this time. Finishes off the other dude, and then we get a close shot here. He doesn't really stab him. The sword kind of misses his head here, and then it plays like a PNG blood squirt. Honestly, really awful. You know, you can go ahead and dislike because I criticize the billion-dollar company now. We have another thing of Edward Kenway, this time dressed in a fancy green garb as he runs up on a unsuspecting, you know, pirate who's just down on his luck, and he just gets stabbed right in the stomach. You know, that's gotta hurt, and just sprays all this blood everywhere. Way too much Ubisoft, come on now. And then we have this fat man. He's like, I'm gonna split you in twain, mate. He turns red. An evil red glow infects his axe and he swings at you, and then Edward Kenway's like, okay, you know what, hold on, I got the blicky on me. Shoots him, and this is what pisses me off the most, okay? It doesn't even one-tap him. Nah, this guy survived What's going on here, Ubisoft? Come on, bring back one-shot kills in Assassin's Creed, please. Anyways, then, you know, he's just low enough so you can do a takedown on him. Now he's bald, so we can see why he was so mad. He has a cortisol spike because his wig was blown off of him. And then Edward Kenway stabs him in the face like 3 times here. Just overkill. That's so rude. I would have just, like, gave him some, hair growth cream, and he probably would have joined my crew here. But, you know, we all have different play styles in Assassin's Creed. And the last little lackey runs over, gets rope darted, then he just gets, you know, swiped on his ass and then stabbed. You know, it must suck to be a part of this crew, genuinely. We have more parkour footage here. Once again, Edward in a green garb climbing up this this wooden decaying tree here, and then he shoots the man in the booty with a blow dart. Don't know what the point of that was for, but hey, kind of cool. He shoots the other dude in the back, and way too much blood comes out yet again. What is going on, Ubisoft? Did someone from Invincible or the boys help develop this game? The other dude comes over to the guy, and he's like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, I'm gonna split you in twain, mate. And, you know, he splits him in twain. Edward continues to climb on the bush. He jumps into the haystack or the leaf pile here, and then he disappears. You know, overall, really fluid, really good, like 60, 120 frames per second movement that we got going on here. The shadow as well is nice. Matches his character. Whoever designed this, real great job. All right. Another clip of Edward Kenway on top of a rock looking at the ocean. The ocean is kind of mid here, I'm going to be honest. I don't know what's missing. It just doesn't look that good to me. You know, that's my personal opinion. And then he dives into the ocean. I think it's too dark or something. I don't know. It needs to be lighter. Maybe since it's the Caribbean, it shouldn't be this dark. It looks like we're in the Mediterranean Ocean here. Once again, we need more sunlight or something of sustenance in the water to make it appear more clear. Okay, now, if I am allowed to complain, and you're allowed to listen to me for one thing, it's that this rain in these clips is awful. This is on the par of Minecraft rain. I don't know what's going. It's like a single PNG, like a white tear, a single white tear that, you know, runs down my thigh is just on the screen constantly when Edward's parkouring. Also, the parkour movement, it's flawless. It looks really nice. I like how quick he is. I like how fluid it is. This rain, they need to change it or something. The rain is not quite there yet. You know, once again, Sea of Thieves rain is probably the best. How it has like a water smear on the camera. I think that is peak. That's like 10 out of 10. This is like a solid 4 out of 10 rain. I'm going to be like completely honest with you guys. This does not feel like rain. It looks like somebody is like shaking milk or, you know, busting a nut on my screen as I'm playing. Not a big fan of that, genuinely. Another clip of Edward Kenway walking out of a temple after he just got done desecrating it, probably graffitied his name on that ancient site, puts his hood on, and he starts parkouring on these rocks. You know, where is the historical preservation in this? This made me sad, or I actually cried. As a historical archivist such as myself, you know, his foot could have crumbled that stone. You know, just heartbreaking to see Ubisoft. I can't believe this. Anyways, there's more of this cum rain. And then Edward Kenway is on top of this branch here, and he's looking around, and once again the background scenery is so nice. Look at those ships in the distance covered by the fog, those 2 people in the tower right here, and just that whole farm scene. It looks really nice. Like, this is well done, Ubisoft, genuinely. We have another clip of that one scene of the 3 people just missing Kenway. This time it's different. This time it's raining, and the one dude that you normally assassinate is gone. This time they only have one guy on watch, and he's just guarding absolutely nothing, has his back turned, so he just gets insta-assassinated. What I gathered from this, or just to highlight here, is you're going to be able to toggle on and off your cloak in public areas in any space. The next thing is that the movement system has been overhauled. It's a lot more fluid. It's a lot more dynamic now. The third thing is the rain is awful. They need to fix that. The fourth thing, I'm probably forgetting a lot of stuff. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. That's going to do it for this video.